It's June 1st, 2022. We're in the backyard of my Zone 5B house, and I'm showing you the last of the tulips. The last of my tulips are Carousel. I bought them from Longfield Gardens. They have come up, I believe they're 22 to 24 inches right now. They have been sturdy through the snow. We had snow 2 weeks ago, and then we had a tiny bit of snow over the weekend, and even a tiny bit last night. The rooftops are still dusted with snow at the moment, to give you an idea of what the temperature is. But I wanted to give you just a full review of these Carousel tulips as the last ones in the garden. They are fringed. They are a vanilla color, and they have little pink striations that are irregular and get a bit more intense over time. Since the weather has gotten even colder, I would say they have gotten more towards white. They definitely, absolutely, the ones that are in my house that I had cut and put in the fridge and then have had in a vase for a week, those came up more yellow and stayed more of that kind of ivory color. These are still quite ivory, but I could see how someone might say that they get whiter as they age. But just look at these beautiful striations here. And then from the top, if you can see in there, you can tell that that is a light colored kind of yellowish stamens and pistil. Unlike a lot of the white flowers where they open and you get the black pollen dusting on it, and so it just looks kind of dirty. This, with the light colored pollen, as it opens, it stays a kind of a beautiful pristine white instead of getting those sort of dirt fleck looks from the pollen. Here's a second one. Again, this is about 2 feet tall. You can really see those that fringe and how the petals develop a little bit more of that raspberry color. I would say, in my personal opinion, that these are maybe a tiny bit lighter green, a little bit less blue-green, more of a light green than some of the other tulips that I've had. The stems have been nice and sturdy. They're not terribly thick. I mean, I've seen I've had other tulips with even thicker stems, but these have withstood like 2 late snowstorms in May, and they haven't blinked. I had picked a lot of them and put them in my fridge just because I was worried about them making it through the snow when they were already in bud and already open. Here's a couple of smaller ones that had come up. If you can see, just that sort of pink, and then the fringe. By the way, these are wet. At the moment, we had rain, and it's actually still drizzling right now too. And this one here, like seriously, even though this was kind of a thinner and more spindly stem, this tulip survived like 10 inches of snow, and it was already in bud. Kind of shocking. Here's one that is still that's kind of showing more of the typical color that I saw on these tulips, that more creamy ivory color. But even then, this one just has a couple of the tiny little flecks, and absolutely it has that beautiful fringe. And then here's the last one that was growing in my raised bed, even taller, even stronger, even bigger. I think it liked the raised bed. So that is Carousel. Thank you for joining me.